Hi everybody, this is Megan from Holistic Care Medicine, and I'm here with a follow-up video from the last one I did about your mind. And today I wanted to share with you my favorite quote. It has been for the last 13 to 14 years, and it's from Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism. It's become the master of your mind. Don't let your mind master you. And as I age, it has become more and more profound with the things that I'm learning. There are 3 things I wanted to share in regards to your mind based on acupuncture, spirituality, and your reality and perception. And then 4 tips I wanted to give you in order to become the master of your mind and help to change and master your moods. So the first thing was about acupuncture. And there are 2 diagnoses that we use, for things about the mind. And it's, one's particular, but the other one I wanted to incorporate. So the first one was phlegm misting the mind, and it's the idea of not being clear, not being able to sort things through, not being able to become creative because you're kind of stuck in a sense. And the other is the idea of liver young rising, but it's that idea of this internal heat where something triggers you and you can't control, like that fire and that rage, like you feel it, and some people it just shoots right up. And other people, they can feel it burning and coiling and just that's when you start saying the nasty things and the hurtful things, and you can't really figure out how to close your mouth, or at least to not let what they're saying trigger something in you. So in either sense, you're not able to master the mind. You're not able to figure out how to think. You're not able to go outside the box. You're not able to stop repeating yourself or saying the same things over and over. And the other, you're not able to control your mind to help close your mouth so that you're not saying mean things, or to control your feelings, like having your mind control your feelings so that you're not reacting, when you're being triggered. In spirituality, it's more about controlling the mind in regards to fear. That one of the biggest things is death. I'm gonna keep bringing that topic up because it's very important. And in spirituality, there's a different perception about it than in Christianity, in Hinduism. And I'm not totally present about the Jewish religion and the Muslim religion. But in Buddhism and Hinduism, they believe in reincarnation, even though one has a different way of thinking of it than the other. So you need to address death in regards to the sense of what do you believe, what do you think it happens, and take a stance on it. Because I'm finding that as people are aging and I'm seeing them, that's an uncertainty that they have of what happens. There's some fear there, there's some anxiety there, and if you don't address it now, you're not going to really address it later. So when I talk about mind and spirituality, I talk about that not having the fear. You're mastering your mind to understand, to accept, to be okay with whatever happens, whatever you feel is going to happen, that's what it is. And in regards to reality and perception, I feel like based on what I wanted to share was that yesterday we talked about neuroplasticity and trauma in childhood and even trauma in adulthood, but it's trauma, and you have this reality and this perception like what happened is going to forever happen, and I know that nothing is constant, so it's hard for me to believe that that's a probability that you're never going to change. So what I want to share with this is that becoming the master of your mind in this situation, even now, in your reality and perception as is to know that it's not constant, and that what you're seeing and what you're believing, there could be other things outside of it that can shift it. So that's about learning and growing. We don't know all and all be all in our human mind. It's when we go in and we open up that we see a lot more. And so having that belief, that knowing that outside of you it's going to be okay, is what's going to help to strengthen that mind, to help it to be clear and keep it strong. And rather than going into the fear and the negativity, because when you have that fear and negativity, it can change you to your cellular level, and things can change, and if it goes down that deep, that hard to get out of, and it's changing your DNA, then, anything is possible that's not good to happen. If you're on a different level and a different mindset, then, more than likely, you're going to be the other spectrum of things being good, things shifting, things changing, because you're not attracting all of that darkness and negativity. So it's about strengthening the mind. Become the master of your mind. And the mind and the brain are not the same thing. We talk about food and eating healthy for the organ itself, but that mind is part of your soul. It's connected. It's another body that you have. You actually have two bodies. You have your physical body and your ether body, and your mind and your soul are your ether. So to be able to strengthen the mind, you can help strengthen the whole body and the physical body. To master your mind, the 4 tips I have is affirmations. I love YouTube. I'm not going to say that enough. I love YouTube because there are affirmations I listen to in regards to, gratitude and success and health and happiness. And just playing that over and over to a certain frequency raises that ethereal mind. It raises that mind to help your vibration, to make it stronger. And having an affirmation of, for me, that this is not my final moment and this is not my only now, but more so in a positive sense. So, things can change, things will change, again, nothing is constant. For me, is my affirmation when things are hard, when things are tough. And mantras. I love mantras. The reason why I love mantras is because sometimes I can't think of the words, I can't think of the affirmations. So for me to go to Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, or putting on, again in YouTube, some Hindu music, religious music, or even their Bollywood songs to just bring me up, to raise my mood, is how I master my mind. So I don't start listening to myself. I don't go down that tunnel. I don't go down the rabbit hole. But I'm in another level. I consciously am aware, like, okay, this is not where I want to be. Let me listen to something, or let me say something. The third thing was music. So we have affirmations, music, mantras, and music. And music, again, I like reggae music. I love reggae music. I love Caribbean music, and I feel like my blood just moves that I gotta dance. So whatever gets you to move, whatever gets you feeling good, listen to it. I'm gonna say, don't listen to like the love songs if you're sad. Don't listen to the depressing songs if you're sad, because that's not the way you want to feel. That's not the way. Granted, you feel that way. That's not really the way you want to feel. Because if you feel that way, you'll stay that way, and it gets harder to pull yourself out. So, I know you're struggling, or if you're feeling something, here's again consciousness. Be aware, okay, I'm going to listen to these 3 songs because this is how I'm feeling, to resonate with it. And then on the 4th song, pick something else. Like, you got to get yourself up and out of it. But I love music, and anything you want to dance to, this is a good thing to get you out of your mood or get you going. The 4th thing is your environment. I have to watch my time. But the 4th thing is your environment. And when I talk about environment, I'm talking about, if you are in a room without windows and you like light, make sure most of your days you're in the room with the window. If you like fresh air, crack the window open. If you, something about myself, for whatever reason, I used to love plants when I was a child and a young person, and then for a period of time I was just so busy, I just didn't want another thing to like take care of. But now that I have a little bit more time, in the clearance sections at some of the major stores, they have plants that nobody bought. So now it's kind of like a challenge for me to go and see, can I keep this one alive? Can I bring this one back? So right now I like Greenage. I have some peace lilies. I got some gifted some spider plants and I don't bamboo and stuff. So and I'm trying to figure out how to grow orchids. So that's my new project because it does make me feel good when I'm able to get that plant to live, or they're blooming, or they're just in my space. I feel better. And one of the things I looked up before I started getting into my greenage are plants that clean the air, that filter the air. So when I looked at them, looked at the ones I liked, and then went to the stores to price them because they're not cheap, then you can fill your space with that, and that does make a difference. If your room is dark, put on a brighter light, get a new light bulb, get a new light. So that will change your mood, that will bring you up, that will start helping you feel better. Okay, so those 4 things to master your mood are your affirmations, your mantras, your music, and your environment. Okay, so I hope that even if you feel like you're the master of your mind already, that you just double check to see if there are areas that you can work on, and there are areas that you can strengthen to be better. Because some days that feeling of that liver young rising comes in, especially when I'm talking to a loved one, and sometimes my mouth doesn't close when it's supposed to close. But it's work. It's all work. But the more you do it, the better you get at it. And so this one is for my patients, especially for depression, some anxiety. It really is about closing your eyes and going in and making some determinations, tapping into that mind, seeing where that mind is, being stuck, seeing where your fear is in that mind, addressing it, at least seeing it, because sometimes just seeing it makes it go away. We are so afraid of so many things that we don't address, so we don't know, but we have a response to it, a trigger from it. So once we address it, and see it as it is, then we're able to deal with it, and then you're no longer afraid of it. So that does help a whole lot. Okay? I wish you all the best in health and wealth, okay? And in light and love. Have a great day.